Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. I am back with another weekly analysis video. It's going to be a detailed video. Basically, I'm going to go through all the pairs in detail, giving you an insight as to how I trade, what I look for, top-down analysis, simple and straight to the point. So let's start off with DXY. I'm going to go through this on the monthly time frame first, and I'll explain to you why I am considering this pair to be bearish for the next couple of months. That's my prediction based on technical analysis. So we've got this low and we've got this high. So we've got a premium and we've got a discount. Okay, now what's happening is once we've started retracing on this pair down, we came down super impulsively, leaving an imbalance. We tapped into discount, so we've got discount here, and we have tapped into this imbalance. Within this imbalance, you can see we've had a multiple number of rejections, and every time price rejects from this area and tries to go up, it doesn't manage to break through this and go higher. So every time price is going up, so we've had this move up, taking out previous candles liquidity or previous months of liquidity, and then price has melted. We've then rejected again from here in discount, gone up, failed to put in a new high. Okay, and now what's happened is we've come down impulsively, and we failed to put in a new high. So what I'm starting to think is we will be having a retracement up for price to break through. So let's have a look at it on the weekly time frame. Actually, let's have a look at it on the monthly first. We've got an imbalance from there to here, which I've highlighted. Weekly time frame, we have an imbalance. So from there to this level, we have an imbalance. Okay, daily time frame, and it's making a lot more sense to me on the daily time frame, because let's just remove this to make it a lot more cleaner. We've got this monthly imbalance. Okay, we've also got a weekly imbalance. On the daily time frame, we've got this level here. Okay, so we've got imbalances within imbalances. Now what I am actually predicting price to do is make its way up into this imbalance, or even just sweeping this high. Remember, price doesn't have to come to where you want it to come. This box over here is the monthly imbalance. We could literally just wick through it by a pip or two, and then price could melt. So my prediction is for the start of the week, I do want to see price come up, reject from here, and continue its way down, because on the higher time frames, it's only making sense for this pair to sort of melt. Next pair, USDJPY. I've been going on about this since price was up here, and you can see price has made its way down very nicely, impulsively, to take out this week low. I'm still expecting price to come down to take out this low. Lines up very nicely with the DXY. So if you look at it on the weekly time frame, you can see we've got this imbalance over here. Daily time frame, we've got an imbalance over there. But are we going to, for the start of the week, are we going to come down, sweep this, and then continue higher? Or are we just going to continue higher at the start of the week? Because if you look at it, if you look at simple price action on the daily, we've taken sell side over here and buy side is up there. Okay, so price could continue coming up for the start of the week. Sorry about that. For the start of the week, we could see something like this, and then for the remainder of the week, we could see price come down, same as DXY, exactly the same. The next pair I am watching is GBPUSD. You can see on the weekly time frame, we have taken out the highs. We've put in a new high. Okay, so if you look at it on the lower time frames, you can see clear bullish structure, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Now looking at this price action, you can see price is showing some sort of signs of a retracement. Okay, imagine how many people have been trying to short from here and they've all just been swept out by this one candle. It's very important to actually wait for some sort of liquidity sweep before you look for reversals or retracements, because you will be stopped out. Do not ever go against structure. If structure is bullish, it's bullish, and if it's bearish, it's bearish. But why am I looking at sells now? Because I'm looking at all these candles now and I'm starting to think we are failing to continue higher, especially with this candle over here. You'll be able to see it very clearly on the 4 hour. We've had a liquidity sweep, which is indicating to me that price could continue going down. If you look at it on the 1 hour as well, imagine everyone who was shorting from here and then shorting again from here, and what this kind of has done is literally taken out these stops. So yeah, always wait for that liquidity sweep, because honestly, if you don't wait for it, you are going to be the liquidity, and that's the last thing you want to be in this market. So daily time frame, we've got a low, we've got a high, we've got discount, and we've got premium. If we're shorting, we need to short until discount. You can see very clearly we've got an imbalance here as well. So right at discount, we've got an imbalance where price could potentially come to. It could come to that imbalance. It could come to the one below it. It could even come down. It could potentially reverse. However, because we know we've put in a new high and we have no idea where price is going to come back to and stop there, to play the safe side, what we are going to do is we're going to take our profits right over here. So on the 4 hour time frame, what am I watching? I've even drawn that out for you where exactly I'm going to be taking my profits. You can see we've had a liquidity sweep, very nice, very clear, a huge bearish engulfing candle. We've also left an imbalance right over here. So what you could possibly watch for is price to come back up, sweeping some sort of liquidity in the lower time frames, or however you trade. Honestly, it's entirely up to you how you trade and how you want to enter the markets. My entry, only my students know that. So if you could even have a fib entry, you could enter off the 50% of this whole leg, this whole price action here, or you could enter off this imbalance right over here. You could enter however you want to enter. However, my point is I'm going to enter somewhere here with my stops above this wick, targeting right at discount, the imbalance that we have at discount, and my TP is going to be this. Simple. NZDUSD, exactly same as GBPUSD, so I don't even really need to go over it. I've explained it all on GBPUSD. We've had a liquidity sweep, very nice and clear. We've stopped everyone who was trading on the lower time frames, 15-minute time frames, whatever. All of them have been stopped out with this huge move down. So yeah, time for us to get into the market and capitalize on some shorts. Now, you could enter at the 50% of this imbalance with your stops just above this wick, targeting this area for around 2%, or you could have your entry a bit higher, targeting this imbalance at discount. Sorry about this, guys. I have a really bad cold today, but I'm still here recording this because I won't have time to record it later on. So if you do hear some horrible noises, I do apologize in advance. Next pair I am watching is USDJPY. Now I'm only going to go through one JPY pair with you guys because honestly the analysis on all these three JPY pairs are the exact same, so I don't really need to go through all of them individually. But what I will do is I'll go through one in detail and you'll understand why I'm looking for shorts. So starting off with the monthly time frame, we had an imbalance from there to this level which I've drawn out. Okay, we've had an imbalance, bear that in mind. Weekly time frame, let's have a look at the weekly time frame and as to what it's indicating. So that imbalance that we highlighted on the monthly, we've got that on the weekly too. So that there's an imbalance starting from there to this level over here. We have had one rejection of that level. So this weekly imbalance from there to here, we've had one rejection, 2, 3. So from the weekly time frame, and I'll draw this out for you actually to make it a lot more clearer. So this was the weekly imbalance, okay? we've had one rejection out of it, two rejections out of it, three out of it, and then what happened over here? We've swept 3 weeks of liquidity, tapping into the monthly time frame, closing out with a huge bearish engulf on the weekly, literally engulfing 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, which indicates clear downside momentum on this pair. And where exactly am I going to target? Is there anything over here where price could react from? Absolutely not. This week here, I think it just induced people to look for buys, when in reality this is sells, clear sells. So I'm seeing all of this as liquidity to be swept out. And what am I going to target? Targeting the lows to this level, 86.00. Make a note of this, guys. This is going down. By the way, guys, let me just make this very clear. Never marry a bias, no matter how beautiful the setup looks. Obviously you want to trade A+ setups, and this is super A+, but honestly the market can do whatever it wants. So I'm not going to say this pair is going to go down. I think it's going to go down. I am predicting it to go down. It only makes sense for it to go down. I am going to take this short and I'm going to target this long term. However, I also do understand price could do the total opposite. It could continue going higher. Okay, now let's look at the daily time frame. Daily time frame, let me just remove all these lines that I've drawn out. You can see we are now bearish. Obviously, all we need to do now is we need to enter the markets. Okay, where could you enter the markets? You could enter it from here. Okay, stop loss right at the highs, targeting here for 3.81, or you could enter higher up in this imbalance. So you could have your entry around this level, stops just above that, targeting this level. It's entirely up to you how you want to enter. I know a lot of people sometimes, honestly, some people have actually come and said, oh my god, are you really going to get into this trade with a 300 pip stop? Yes, I am, bro. Why am I not going to enter? It's a 3.7% trade. Let's just round that up to make things easier. A 4% trade almost. Let me just bring that down, because that's where our stops are going to be. So yeah, 3.89%, almost a 4% trade. I'm not going to look at the stop loss and allow that to put me off. I'm a swing trader. Okay, so for me to have them kind of stop losses, especially on a JPY pair, is totally normal. Remember, you could be holding this for weeks and you could make 4%. What is 4% on a 100k account? $4,000. On a 200k account, $8,000. On a 400k account, $16,000. So who cares if your stop loss is 300 pips or 500 pips? As long as you're making money, that's all that matters. So yeah, you could enter wherever you like. You could enter off this imbalance, or you could enter off that imbalance, whichever suits you. And this is the exact same analysis for NZDJPY, GBPJPY. So go and check these out. Do the analysis, and you could even send it to me on Instagram. I'll check them for you and tell you if that's exactly what I was looking at. So yeah. Next pair that I've got is GBPSwissy. I'm loving the look of this pair, in all honesty. So if we just look at it on the weekly time frame, we can see that we've just been trending bearish on this pair. We had a bit of a range over here. We've got this order block over here followed by an imbalance. Let me just draw that down. That's a bit of an imbalance right there. What I'm starting to think is, like, we've had rejection over here, and then we've come down. Okay, we failed to put in a new low. We then continued higher. Okay, and we have rejected once again, and then again, leaving an imbalance on the weekly time frame, on the higher time frames. This pair is clearly indicating to me that we could potentially go down, because we are failing to break through this order block that we've got over here, and an imbalance. All of this was just liquidity. Price has gone up, okay, and swept all that liquidity, and now I see no reason as to why price has rejected from here. Like, there's just no reason for it to reject. There's no imbalance. There's nothing that's so bullish for me anyway. So, like, I don't know why it's rejected. So for me, it's just a trap for people who just draw a fib from the low to the high. Oh my god, there's a liquidity sweep over here. We could draw our fib from the low to the high. go into this at 71% or 68% or 75% and target the highs. I don't think that. For me, I'm starting to think this pair could actually melt. So if we failed to break this level, this is a weak low. Okay, so let's have a look at a weekly time frame. An imbalance over here. We have come into the imbalance. Okay, this week's candle over here was a doji, which is why I wasn't really interested. We swept liquidity from the previous candle, closed as a doji. This candle over here was just continuation bearish. The reason why I wasn't interested in this candle is because doji candle means indecision in the market. So you don't know. This price could come down from here or price could shoot up from there, which is why I waited another week or two to see how price develops from this imbalance. So the last week we had this candle, a bit of a spinning top. Okay, indecision again, it's not indicating anything to me. This is very important. Anyone who says you don't need to know your candlesticks is just a weirdo. Honestly, you need to know your candlesticks because they will tell you, because basically candlesticks is a language in the markets. It's telling you what I am doing or what I'm trying to do. Okay, so these two candles over here for me were just, this is a doji, that's a spinning top from an imbalance, not showing me absolutely anything. However, look at last week's candle. We've swept the previous candle. We're closing as a shooting star. No wick to the downside. Horrible selling pressure from the imbalance after a couple of weeks of rejection. Only makes sense for me to look short from this area. So where exactly am I going to short from? Let's have a look. We'll just stick to the daily time frame or even the weekly time frame. Honestly, you could enter from anywhere here within the imbalance. What you could potentially do is maybe enter right over there with your stops over there. So I would cover all these wicks within the imbalance, and my target for this pair is down here. 5.6% trade, 170 almost pip sorry 170 pip stop loss. Yeah, shorts on this pair make so much more sense to me. So all of these pairs that I am showing you, or I've already shown you, the ones that I'm watching for the following week, the analysis has been done from the monthly, weekly, daily time frame. I've then gone on to the 4 hour. I don't only trade the 4 hour. I don't agree with just understanding structure on the 4 hour and taking a trade. For example, just like how I've shown you over here, we've had liquidity sweep, we've technically broken structure, but if I wasn't looking at the weekly time frame and looking where price is rejecting from, not understanding my candlesticks, not understanding liquidity, how would I know this pair is bearish? Do you know what I mean? If I'm just looking at structure, the pair is bullish. But if I'm looking at higher time frames and understanding liquidity, understanding structure, understanding my candlesticks, I'm understanding that this pair is not to go for longs, it's to go for shorts. Shorts make sense than to look for longs. However, I will repeat, it could continue going higher because the market can do absolutely anything. But technically, for the way that I trade, it makes sense for it to go down. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot more detailed than the previous ones. Just giving you an insight of what my mentorship is going to look like in the future. I am going to come out with my own thing in the next couple of weeks. I am working so hard on it, but I am telling you one thing. It is going to be the simplest mentorship that you could possibly discover within this industry, because you do not need to know everything about the market to be profitable. You do not need 150 videos to watch in someone's mentorship to be profitable. Honestly, you don't. My course will only consist of like 5 videos or 6 videos, so minimalistic, and you will know exactly how to trade once you watch the videos. I'm not going to say you're going to make so much money the first week, but all I'm trying to say is the way that I will be teaching you is exactly how I'm showing you my analysis on YouTube for the last couple of weeks. Okay, so if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you like, make sure you follow me on my Instagram, because I do give you updates on my trades on there. And if you have any questions, do drop me a message on Instagram and I'll get back to you as well. Also, if you want to share your analysis with me on NZDJPY and GBPJPY, I'm more than happy to go through that with you. Just drop me a message on Instagram, and I hope to see you guys soon next week with another banger of a weekly analysis video. Until then, goodbye.